Beautiful day in Paris, just east of town. About to check out the Chateau Vincennes, a 14th century old medieval castle. And this one, they let you go inside and everything. I'm excited. Got the tour booked. Let's do it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, that's what we're looking for. How cool is this? They've got a real drawbridge going over a real moat. I've never seen it. Oh my god, what a crazy thing. Let's go in. Alright, got through security and whoa! Oh my god, they've got their own Gothic church in here. So that tower over there is the entrance. Here we got the main keep, main fortification. And over here, they've got their own Gothic church. Not entirely unlike the Sainte-Chapelle we just saw the other day. Look at this. But unlike the Sainte-Chapelle, this one is not completely packed with people. Man, is there even anyone in here? Whoa. Little scale model over here, kind of show you what the grounds might have looked like some 500 to 700 years ago, before it was surrounded by shops and restaurants as it is today. Oh god, look how tiny these doorways are. Whew, man, this is quite a sight. This chapel was built in 1379. Good God, is it old. All this beautiful stained glass you see here wasn't actually installed till the church was finished some 150 years after construction began, early 16th century. A lot of that was because when construction began, France was in the middle of a 100 Years' War. England just could not get along with them. It's actually more like 120 years, so things definitely went a little slow. But around the time of King Francis I, right at the start of 16th century, like 1505, 1520, he had had a boy and wanted to thank God for giving him an heir, so decided to finish this beautiful church and make it into what we see today. Now his symbol, still can see an intricate carving of it back here. It's the salamander. Kind of cool to see it up close. This normally would have been displayed on the castle somewhere, just kind of seen from a distance. Francois I. Old Frankie. Hey, looks like they've got the chateau's original bell here, too. Yeah, 1369. 10 years older than this church, even. First public clock in France. That's crazy. They had no semblance of time before that. Just sunrise and sunset. Man, what a trip. To walk where the King of France worshipped and did his Jesus-y stuff in the 14th century. Absolutely crazy. Like walking through a time portal. And I timed this quite well. There's a huge crew of little kids, and I'm kind of just behind them on the tour, so that would have ruined it for me. Alright, I think we're going in the keep next. And look at these old original castle walls. God, I love this. There is a freaking moat. There's actually multiple moats. There's one in the front, and there's one next to this big keep. Let me zoom out a little. Look at that. That is deep down there, too. That would have been filled with water, and I like to imagine alligators, though that's not historically accurate. Whoa. That goes up there. Not sure what that means, but I know what the arrow means. I'm sure these steps have been updated over the years. Doubt there was a handrail originally, but you know, safety standards and all. Whew, this goes up a ways. Oh, cool. A little glary, but whew, what a view. Oh, wow. Oh, this is totally where they would have like defended the castle. These are arrow slits. Oh, whoa. And that's where they would have like dropped, I don't know, rocks, possible oil, tar kind of stuff, Braveheart style. Oh man, look at this. This is where people would have defended this keep, which according to the literature I got is the tallest one in all of France. Pretty cool. Man, look at, just imagine King's guards in here, arrows and weapons and shit, trying to keep people from taking them over. Ah, man, just so cool to walk these steps. Kind of a shame everybody's like written stuff on the walls. That's a little odd. Have a little respect, guys. Medieval castle. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, just full square perimeter of arrow protection fired through these little slits and big old windows. Okay, we made it to the top of the stairs. Whew. Ooh. Oh wow, still more to go. Not all the way up yet. Oh wow. That's cool. That weird old road path. Man, just imagine all the shit that took place in this center courtyard area. Armies forming up, training, battles taking place, people firing arrows into here. Would have been bodies strewn across here at any given time. Oh man, the history. Okay, let's head back down. A lot of steps. Check out the rest of that castle perimeter. God, I cannot believe there's so much of this in here. Graffiti. Really? In a medieval castle that you have to pay to get in. Oh, I feel like a camera and a security guard or two could have preserved this. Version of this, but there's definitely something about the graffiti and it being historic, so a lot of these are not historic. Like that says 2019, like, oh, but some of them are 1910. That's cool. Would have been painted all nice looking. I kind of dig just the gray brick, honestly. Yeah, look at that. That's that looks like, I mean, I know it's painted, but it looks like shitty wallpaper. Like an old lady's house. These steps look pretty authentic. Well, not those two, but it's probably something what it would have looked like. 14th, 15th, and into the 16th century was where most of this was being constructed. God, so this would have been the king's study. Huh, look at that. Fireplace, a little desk. Not much left in here now. Fireplace remains. Wow, king's study. And this would have been used by every French monarch all the way up until Versailles was built, which was late 17th century. Ooh, the glass looks pretty old. Probably original. A little bubbly. All right, heading into the main bit of the keep. Here we go. Into the castle. Ooh, big old fireplace. Let's see what's in here. God, there's so many little avenues and corridors. Man, this is cool. And just a bit creepy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, here we go. Heavy backpack be damned. Cute little window. Quite hard to tell with the glare, but that is definitely colored stained glass. God, it's so tiny. It doesn't even lead anywhere. This would have been the king's bedchamber. This is his bedroom. Cool ceiling. Giant fireplace. God, it's not that big, really. This is some of the decor. It would have been outside the castle walls. Normally type of thing you only see from really far away. That's what they look like up close. Yeah. How cool, though. It's where the King of France laid his head at night. And, of course, attached to the bedroom is the treasury. The room was sealed and waxed so that they would know if someone went in. Ooh, I used to say something. Huh, this was the treasury, I guess. Who knows what would have been in here. Man, these fireplaces are just huge. I mean, that's taller than the doors. Ooh, that's creepy. All right, not sure what that means, but I think we're going down. Oh God, these ones are real narrow. Goodness, I think my foot is bigger than that step. Oh, you guys at home are lucky I'm sparing you the treachery. These steps aren't even level. Yeah, look at that. See how freaking much that dips in? Alright, back on the ground floor. Cool looking floor too. Guess this is where the servants would have lived and the kitchen staff. What's this? Whoa! Whoa, that goes way down there. Holy moly. Oh wow, that's creeper. See the light reflecting in the light right here? Whew, didn't want to fall down that. God, it's not even like a wall around it. You just trip right into that. So according to the literature, this courtyard here, actually they've dug up some foundations of buildings that no longer exist, some of which actually predate the chapel. It's, I think, 14th century. Some of these actually date back to the 13th century, so people have been here for even longer than this castle sits here. But either way, that's just such a ridiculously, absurdly long amount of time for me as an American to think of, when like our oldest buildings are like, you know, 200 or 300 years old. Now we've reached, not exactly sure what these buildings, we saw the king's bedchamber, so we saw where he sleeps at night. This is what they say is the king's pavilion behind me, and the queen's pavilion over here. Man, look at that church. Chapel, whatever they call it. Little rain spouts. Hard to tell exactly what they are. Man, look at that. So ornate. Bell tower area where we took some cool pictures. Got a nice view. Oh, it doesn't look that high compared to the keep. I did see some folks go over there into the Queen, so that's where we're gonna head next. This ground is kind of difficult to walk on. Very misshapen rocks, but that's, you know, period correct, so these are almost certainly original. God, I will say, timed this well. This is the last week of March, and just springtime. Look at all these little flowers and stuff. I bet a lot of the year this is just dirt or dead grass, but today it is bustling with life. Okay, heading into the Queen's Pavilion. What? Old Mickey stuff. Wow, there's Pluto. Wonder where that's from. Ooh. That's cool. Royal red carpet. Don't I feel fancy? Bonjour. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, looks like we got some royal tapestries, perhaps. A guest book. Hit him with a little message on there, a little promo for the channel. Fortunately, this is 100% in French. I have no idea if that's a real gun or a model. Kind of looks real. Sweet. Just all French. What am I, in France? Just another day in the life. Medieval France. Even in here, it smells like cigarettes. Gross. Man, I just can't get over how amazing that looks. Such cool architecture. And a little more function on that side as opposed to form. That's just beautiful. Oh, look at that. You can see the stained glass on the other side. Double stained glass. Double medieval stained glass. Whew, what a thing. Here's the keep we visited. Those hallways with the little arrow slits. Yeah, you can just imagine armies swarming around this, throwing ropes and grappling hooks, trying to get across the moat. People firing arrows out of the little windows, throwing rocks, whatever they could to keep that building safe. See, this is why I hate kids. That's interesting. Mound of dirt on top of that building or wall or whatever. See it? That's all earth. Interesting. I'm not sure what the significance of that would have been. These trees, these are pretty old. Wonder what they have seen. This building over here, according to the brochure, is the weaponry, armory kind of area. And I've been talking about how tiny all the doors are here. So you can see why those big double doors are not the case here, and that would have been so they could get through with their giant weapons, javelins, spears, whatever they might have had, possible cannons. I can't go in there, unfortunately, but cool to imagine. I was talking about how they had unearthed some foundations of some buildings that actually predate all of what you see here. And as you can see, little bits of it left that haven't been just covered up by earth, grass, what have you. Man, that's crazy to think about. That some 800 years ago, this was a place. People were here doing stuff, and there are still signs of it today. Type of thing you don't really get in California. Not that there weren't people in California at that time, certainly were, way before that, in fact. But very little remaining evidence of that. They didn't have, stone structures and such like we do. Well, like they did in Europe, I should say. So, yeah, very rare to get to see a glimpse at that kind of history and stuff that old. So for me, it's almost just hard to even imagine that there are buildings and remnants of things this old. How many centuries have passed? Just a real mind trip coming through here. Absolutely amazing. It was €9. $9. I mean, maybe 10 or 11, the exchange rate and all. But, whew, what a thing. It's the coolest thing I've seen yet. Back to the modern world. Cars, weed whackers. Too bad. It's almost like leaving Disneyland. where you have to suddenly come back to reality. Which, oh, you can drive through there. But I guess reality does have plumbing and internet, so take the good with the bad. Weed whacker. I mean, you gotta do maintenance. It's kind of conflicting with the vibe, but anyway. Walking across a real medieval drawbridge, oh, that's pretty cool. Never really thought I'd actually get to do something like that. Stopped here at this nice Lebanese restaurant. Got myself they called it a sandwich. Chicken, actually looks really delicious. Some kind of tortilla in there. Ooh, I'm parched, quite hungry, so it should be good. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Now it's all starting to make sense. I guess you got to get out of the city limits before food is a reasonable price. Because definitely has not been up until now. Anyway, just gonna wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed this trip. The Chateau Vincennes, here just east of Paris. Very amazing place to check out. If you ever happen to be in France, Paris area, and you want to see a medieval castle, this one's not far. You can take the trolley. There's two different lines, the yellow and the red. I forget what they're called. They'll take you right here. So, anyway, if you followed me this long, please click like. If you're interested in more travels and stuff like this, maybe subscribe. Either way, appreciate you watching. Definitely been fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Didn't have to climb those crazy spiral steps with a heavy backpack full of all of your belongings for the week. But hey, sometimes you just got to do it. You got to make shit happen. Anyway, thank you again for watching. Take care.